Hi folks, it's a bit of a zoo here. I have a cat here for the Q&A and Eli is going to intermittently pay us a visit. Now I hope, I have never done one of these on my own, so hi Celia, hi Marie. Marie's from France, hi Tom. Oh yay, I'm not on my own here. Rachel, how are you? Oh, you're so good, everybody, for actually taking the time to sit down and turn on your phones to me on silly Facebook Live. Jayla, how's the harp going? You know what I really wish? I wish we could actually set up, and somebody's probably going to have the answer to this. Hello, Jose. Where are you from, Jose? Hi, Alex. So what has been your favourite thing about being in Celtic Woman? Okay, we'll start there. My favourite thing about being in Celtic Woman, do you know, there was no experience like it in my career up to that date. It was phenomenal. Just the sheer kind of success around it and being able to travel everywhere that we travelled and to have such incredible audiences. The first time I actually went out on stage with Celtic Woman, I was standing in the wings. We were somewhere in Texas, and before, you know, my background is mostly musical theatre, so people don't tend to clap, you know, before the show actually starts. But, you know, the first note was played, and there was just huge applause and just great energy from the audience, and so that was a new experience. It was just, there's really been nothing quite like, you know, the magnitude of what Celtic Woman was, really, you know, to play in the venues that we played in, and to be part of such a beautifully crafted piece of art, really, with you know, with everybody that was involved, and you know, the musicians were top class, you know, some of the best in Ireland, and David Downs was an absolute genius. You know, his arrangements were just, it kind of just felt completely enveloped in this kind of soundscape of just energy and music and inspiration. So, you know, I think just being part of the show and the phenomenon of the show and Dancing with the Stars, like, we got to do incredible things. We sang at, you know, Obama's the first Christmas tree lighting, so there was just incredible experiences that I will probably never have again, you know, in truth, because those kind of opportunities come along once in your life, really. But yeah, just the sheer magnitude of the whole thing, and just the incredible support of the fans, which, you know, is amazing. Again, like I say, my background was musical theatre, so when you do musical theatre, really, you know, the people come to see the show. You know, the show is really the kind of, is the attraction, is the star, so to speak. And you know, kind of when I started in the industry in musical theatre, you know, there were some people that were like, you know, like the likes of Elaine Page, or you know, a lot, Michael Crawford, Sarah Brightman, like it was quite unusual for somebody in musical theatre to be kind of become a big celebrity from it. But yeah, so just the whole thing was a whole experience I'd never had before. Now I'm going to have to scroll back now, because I'm going to miss I don't want to miss anybody's questions. I'll just read them as I see them, and then I'll scroll back up. Heard you sing in Logan, Utah. Oh, thank you. Who is that? Michael Huntsman, thank you. That was just such a special experience. That all came together because of a gentleman called Steve Young, an incredible organist, piano player, very gifted man, but you know, you would think he was a professional musician, but his actual profession is he's an eye surgeon, and I met him through doing a concert there with the American Festival Chorus, and with Jenny Oakes Baker and Craig Jessup, who was the conductor of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir some years back, and Steve had been at that concert anyway. That's how we connected, and we ended up doing a lovely concert there, which was fabulous. And I want to go back again. I really want to do another one. I'm hoping maybe just to do one with just myself and Steve. Maybe we'll just do a piano evening. let me scroll back. Would you love to tour the UK? I would love to tour the UK. I actually toured pretty much everywhere in the UK when I did Les Mis. I did Les Mis for 2 years, and we were the touring production, the UK touring production, well, British Isles kind of, because we came to Ireland as well. And so I got pretty much to see everywhere. And the beauty of being in a show that ran that long, or being part of a contract that long, was that we were 10 weeks in each place. So we got to really kind of explore the cities, and we weren't just kind of blow-ins, transient people. So we got to settle down a bit and explore the sites, and we had a bit of time off. You know, we always had a day off. So so I got to explore, but I'd love to go back because I have a lot of family there, a lot of friends from kind of working in London and over in the UK. So I'd love to, I'd really, really love to. I'm going to scroll up if I missed anything. Didn't meet you in Philly, David White, not too long ago, and it was one of the best. Oh, you did? Ah, thank you. I think that might have been 2015, part of the 10-year reunion, or the decade tour. I had a fabulous time in Philly. Got to do some of the sites and loved it. It was a beautiful space, actually. I remember that theatre very well. Beautiful, beautiful theatre. Glad I got to meet you too, David. Sorry, I can't quite see. My eyes are getting a bit strained and a bit old, so I can't quite see the picture fully, but I'm sure I might remember if I saw you in person again. Andrea. We go back a long way, Andre. Who else? Who have we got here? Ruth Ann wants to know when she can expect you and Jacob for a meal. Well, hopefully this year we're doing a lot of recording at home this year. I was in the States in March, and I was there again in December time. So I think this summer I'll be here, and I have the studio opening up here now for taking some students. So I'm kind of focused on doing that, and we've an album coming out as well with Karen New soon. So we're doing a lot of recording. So I'm hoping that hopefully one of these days, Ruth Ann, I'll get to have one of those fabulous meals I keep hearing all about. And thank you for my lovely birthday cards that you always make me. She always handmades me the cards. They're always gorgeous, so I appreciate it. Who else there? Elizabeth. Shh, don't get into trouble. Elizabeth's watching from church. She'll have to go and repent now after this. No, she'd be grand. Okay. I think I got all those questions. Right, let me go down here. Bear with me. This is all new to me, to be honest. What made you first decide to be a performer? Gosh, it's a bit funny. You kind of picked me. I started off in primary school, which is like your elementary school. And my brother was actually in the school choir. And he said to me, I was probably around maybe 8 or 9 at the time. And he said, Alex, if you join the school choir, you get a half day on a Friday. Or we missed a few classes at the end of the school day because we rehearsed. And I went, I can do that, because I wasn't really a big fan of school. And so that's how I ended up just kind of getting involved. I had danced before that, did ballet, and did shows as a little girl, but performing wise. And so I joined the school choir, and we had a phenomenal choir master. She was one of the teachers there. Her name was Mrs. Hughes, and I think back now, and I think she was absolutely incredible, and she was so ambitious for us, because we would do Gilbert and Sullivan shows, and if anybody knows the Gilbert and Sullivan shows, like it's the Pirates of Penzance, Mikado, and they're so wordy, and they're operettas, they're big things, and all this primary, elementary school children learning these big mammoth pieces, and so that's how I started off. And gosh, there was tons of us that had to keep just building onto the stage, and bringing in extra platforms to I still have pictures where you can just barely see people. They're just hanging off the edges of wooden platforms that have been brought in to make sure we all kind of had something to stand on so we could be seen. But yeah, that's how I started out, and I didn't have a part or anything like that, and then ended up getting picked for, I think it was Iolanthe or something like that, and something just the light went on, and I was actually quite a shy kid. I was a very shy kid. I was the only girl. I have 2 brothers, and I would literally be stuck to my mother's leg, and I wouldn't say boo to anybody. I was very, very shy, and something, just a light switched on, and it was so bizarre because it's I felt so at home on stage, and I can't really explain it, but it just kind of, I felt like I found my home, and I felt I wasn't shy, I wasn't scared. It's so bizarre. And I kind of feel like, I mean, obviously you have to turn up for the opportunities that present themselves in life if you want to be in this business, but I kind of feel in a way that it picked me. I did work at some other things as well, but I've been very fortunate, and that's how I ended up. I loved it. I just loved it. It felt like it was very much a part of me, and that's how I ended up. And I just got very blessed to have a lot of people believe in me and give me jobs, and give me the opportunity to kind of hone my craft, and I learned so much from people. From all the jobs I've done, I've learned so much from everybody. I can never give a short answer, can I? What has happened with Men the Musical? Pamela has gone, I think, a different direction with that now. Sorry, my dog's quite clever. He's here. Eli, come here. Up here, let everybody see you. This is Eli. Don't know if you can see him. He's our rescue doggy. But he's quite clever, and he's quite silly. He's not quite as clever as I'd like him to be at times, but he jiggles the keys on the back door there for me to let him out, and that's what he's doing. He's going crazy to go out, and he can let himself back in because he's quite tall, so he can jump up and lift the handle or pull the handle down, but he can't close it and he can't open it. You can just open it from the other side. Come on, go on. I'm back. Sorry. This is the real life. I do that about 50 times a day. I think it's still on the cards. I actually just spoke to Pamela the other day. It's still on the cards, and it's still in progressing on the development stage, but I think it's almost there. And I haven't been too much involved with it lately because, to be honest, Cara New is really quite a full-time commitment, really, and being mom and all that stuff, and trying to do my own things. But I know it's still definitely progressing, Walter. So, and I think she has a homepage. I'm sure there's a Facebook page, and I know you can follow it on Twitter. So do that and keep because she's very good at posting stuff. Any thoughts of performing in Toronto again? I'd love to perform up in Toronto again. Performed with the fabulous choir, the Upper Canada Chorus. One of the most beautiful Christmas concerts I ever had the absolute pleasure to do. Just surrounded by so many fabulous, beautiful. It was actually a very spiritual experience for me. I'd love to do it again. I'd love to get back to Canada again and perform. When I was with Celtic Woman, we got to we performed in a couple of places, but what's the place over on the Vancouver. Vancouver was fabulous. Loved it. Love to get back there. When will the Cara newest single be available? Oh, the album will be out. It's July. It's almost there. We're like at the very, very end stages now. We're just tweaking a few things, and we're just kind of checklisting everything. It's almost there, and it's sounding brilliant. And we're really, really excited to share with you guys. We really hope you like it. There's some some great stuff on there. So we're really excited. There's Carol. There's Carol from Canada. Very good friend of mine, and a friend of mine, Christine. Kim Kelly, love you in Celtic Woman. Please come back to Indiana. I'd love to. We would love to get out on the road. Not quite as much as we were with Celtic Woman, but hopefully with Cara New we will get that. But everything, kind of the stages to everything happening. Thank you, Curtis. That's very sweet. Patricia, how are you? Can you tell us any more about a possible Cara New concert? Yes, that might be in the fall. That is in the works. Nothing confirmed yet, but there's definitely been talk about it, and we're hoping that'll come through, but not confirmed yet. But please keep up to date. If you haven't signed up to the newsletter on the Cara New website and caranewmusic.com, do, because we'll let you know anything coming up. We do have a big gig coming up now. 7th of July, 6th of July. I better post that properly, in Lyon in France. We're really looking forward to that. It's a big Celtic festival, and it's a big one. We're on the main stage, and we're doing an hour of a set out there, because there's lots of different groups and artists that are playing at that. So we will be doing. There he is, there trying to get in. Look at him. looking at me through the door. I locked him out. He's not happy. He'll have to stay out for a bit. Aloha, are you coming to me from Hawaii? One place I've always wanted to be, and I'm like, why haven't Celtic Woman gone to tour in Hawaii? Love to. What's your favourite ice cream flavour? Do you know what? That's a funny thing. I was actually thinking about that earlier on today. I don't know why it came into my head, but recently when I was away in France, I had the most fabulous gelato, and it was caramel, and it was actually, I know what it was. I was having an ice cream earlier on, as my mum calls them, chalk ices, and she's terrible sweet tooth, and I've inherited. But I'm not a huge ice cream person, but I like pecan or caramel or butterscotch or salt caramel. Yeah, I like all those. I'm not really into just plain vanilla. Hiya, Andrew. Don't worry about being late because I talk forever. I'm going to drive you nuts. Hello, Michael. Is that real? Is that Carol White? Carol White, I know, watching. Are you coming to Montreal? I wish. Another place I haven't been. I could test out my really, really bad French there. Hopefully. Any plans for a Swedish tour? I would love to. One of my favourite places, actually. Wanted to take my son there this year, but he's off to Ethiopia for 3 weeks. I've been to Gothenburg and been to Stockholm. Love Stockholm. Kind of reminds me a bit of Edinburgh. Love to get there. Hopefully. Are you going to autograph in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Celtic Woman show? I'm a little confused by that one because I'm not actually with the show at the moment. Or maybe you're saying you have my autograph from Indianapolis. Hope you do. So if so, how about the Midwest? We would love Jimmy Kelly. Oh, I have to tell you guys. So Jimmy, are you still there? So there's a fabulous song on my new EP, and it's called Atlantic Sky, and it was written by Jimmy Kelly and Carl Corcoran, and the musical that I did with Jimmy, was that last year? I have terrible memory these days. Called Find Your Way Home. That's how I know Jimmy, and he picked me up. We were doing a little concert there, a bit of a fundraiser up in Albany, and he played this song for me on the radio. This is going back about, this must be at least 2 years. Is it more? No, yeah, it must be about 2 years. And he played this song for me, and I fell in love with it. And I said, I have to record that. Anyway, it's on the new EP, so I'm really excited for you guys to hear that. Okay, will the album of Caranu be available in France? It will be available online, and if you can order from our website, Marie, and we will mail it to you. So you can get it that way. Happy Sunday, sweet girl. Hi, Kenneth. Oh, John Cross. I remember John. Hiya, Jennifer. Yeah, that's right. We met in Logan in Utah. Let me see. I'm going to click on this and hopefully I don't turn in about 2 years ago. He was recovering from a heart attack. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember him well. You know, it's funny. I'm not particularly great with names, but faces I'm pretty good at. And I do remember your dad. I remember sitting for quite a while and chatting to him. Any plans on coming to Northern California in the future? You know, I would be there in a heartbeat, Liz Luttrell. I have very good friends there, and I'm a huge fan of California, especially up north. So does anybody want to organise a big gig for us? Does anybody in California want to organise a fabulous place for us to go and do a concert? We'll come and do 2 hours, happily. I'll come and do it myself. We love to. It's just like I say, we still have just a lot of things that we're doing at the moment, and that's getting an album out and doing all these single releases. So love to, definitely on the cards. Great to see you. Knuckles and I are watching. Who's Knuckles? Oh, is that your dog? My dog's going crazy. He's playing with himself out there with the tennis ball. Because he's Billy no mates. Because he scares all the other dogs away. And no, that's not true. He's full of love. He's just a bundle of energy. Introduce your pup. I will. I'm going to let him get rid of some of his energy, and I'll let him say hello. He's absolutely bonkers. My dog's name is Eli. He's actually, this is a point of contention in our home. I say it's my son's dog because he is my son's dog, but I do most of the work, and suddenly he's my dog when, you know, there's responsibilities, and he's your dog too, Mom. But anyway, yes, that's Eli. I'm really looking forward to your future. Oh, Hope you come to Philadelphia. I really would love to get out there as well too. Gogi. Now here's this is a fabulous story. I've been with you since you became on Celtic Woman, travelled to see you a lot. Enjoyed every second. Yeah. Gogi came to see me when... I never know if I'm saying your name right, if it's Gogi or Gogi. So somebody needs to correct me and make sure I'm saying it right. But he came to the pantomime down in Cork when I was doing Sleeping Beauty. And I got a knock on my door one day. And he was standing at my front door. And I brought him in and I brought him around for dinner. He had dinner with me and my family that night. He was here on a golfing trip and he's so supportive to me. And he sends me the most beautiful yellow roses for my birthday every year. He's such an absolute sweetheart. I love you, Gogi. How's your daughter doing? How's all the family? I hope you're having a better summer than we have here because it's absolutely abysmal. Yeah. You can land on my doorstep anytime and I'll have you in for dinner. Anytime at all. Anne-Marie. Hiya, Anne-Marie. Remember last time you went live on Facebook, Lynn asked you about the question about remembering a song. Oh, I did. Did you hear our answer? You were preparing for a voice recital. That was on June the 9th. I sang Beauty and the Beast and it went great. Oh, good. Oh, I'm so happy. It's not easy to get out on stage. Sure, it's not. I mean, we love it. But I was actually watching, I can't remember, it was an interview with Kevin Spacey on that program. I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of like the Actors Studio or something like that, or maybe it was somewhere else. And they were talking about how many parts of the brain you actually use as a performer. And I used to think I was stupid. I'm sure some people probably still agree with that. You know, but we sometimes our profession doesn't necessarily get taken very seriously. They don't necessarily think we have anything going on upstairs. But you use so many different parts of your brain. You use your memory. You have to use, you use your brain to also control all, how you sing and how you perform. You're using your senses to judge how something is being received by an audience. You're judging the energy. You're also keeping an eye on everything kind of around you just in case something goes wrong or what you need to adapt. So fair play to you, Anne-Marie, and keep doing it. Because, it's funny. This is something kind of personal, I'll tell you. I never used to have stage fright, ever. And I'd say the last 3 years I've kind of gone through a phase of feeling quite afraid on stage. And I think a number of reasons, but I think also if you're not doing it as often as you do, you tend to kind of get a little bit, we all have confidence issues and you start to you worry about messing up, and especially if you've kind of reached a certain standard, you want to hold yourself to that standard, and you don't actually allow yourself to make mistakes, which is silly really, because live theatre, and performing is part of that, and that's the excitement about it, because you never know what can happen. If we just pressed play on a recorder all the time, be perfect all the time, and you wouldn't catch the energy of a live performance, and something can kind of suddenly take off and have a whole new energy and dynamic. But I had to try and shift my focus about it, and I had to kind of shift it around and really think. I mean, I've always felt that I've connected with my audience, but I really have had to focus on not myself so much, and really focus on an audience, and really staying in the moment and sharing that moment with people. That's what I've kind of tried to really focus on to help me with that. I think I did it before as a performer, but I find I've had to kind of do a lot of work up here to be comfortable on stage again. Let me see. Hiya, Sam. Oh, Sam's a sweetheart. He's always sending me lovely things as well. And he sent me... I have my Birkenstocks just worn out. I tell you, I don't even know if I can have them healed, but the sole, the rubber part is like gone, and now all there is the cork. But he's always sending me treats, and so is Elaine. Loved your song from Lion King, You'll Be in My Heart. Oh, thank you. That reminds me of a very good friend of mine, actually. Who passed away several years ago, but that was kind of his song. Hi, Elaine. And there's Elaine. I get into terrible trouble when I do these with Lynn, because I end up talking to everybody and not really giving much information. But she sent me the most beautiful Christmas decorations. She made me all these Christmas handmade decorations for my Christmas tree, and I still have them, and I still put them on every year. Elaine's an absolute sweetheart. And I met her in Philly for the first time, but we've been kind of, we've become familiar friends through a mutual friend of ours, Jenny Oakes Baker, and so we stay in touch. Let me see. Right, is there any more questions? What was it like rejoining Celtic Woman recently? Are you talking about the recent one? Just when I was filling in for Susan? Or are you talking... Mike McDonald asked me that, or the decade one. It was great. It was great to be back out again, but I'll tell you something, it was terrifying. The first time when I went back to do the decade, I was actually filling in for two girls. So I was filling in for the role, Mairead Carlin. I filled in for her and I learned her part. And I was also filling in for Lynn, who kind of just slipped in that time after Lisa Lamb had left. And so I actually had to learn two different parts. So I was literally learning all the harmonies for Mairead's part and all the harmonies for Lynn's part, and I was learning all the dance moves for her part, for each part. So I literally had two shows in my head that I had to learn, and I literally had a few days in between those two, you know, as each girl was leaving, and so everything I had to do in reverse and make sure I was singing all the right harmonies, and I was terrified. But I tell you, there must have been a lot of people praying for me, and God was definitely on my side, because thank goodness it went okay. So it was fantastic. It was great to be part of it. It was great to meet the new girls, and it was fabulous to meet Susan again. Susan McFadden. I know Susan from when we did The Wizard of Oz, when I started off a long time ago, and she was one of the Lullaby League. She was just a little toddler, and so that's the first time I've actually worked with it since then. So that was fabulous. I'm quite maternal, so I kind of felt like, oh, you know, so that was pretty special. And the last time I was out, it's funny, it was a connection with Susan. I was filling in for her as well, because her auntie passed away, and so that was a bit scary too, because it was very, very short notice. And I'll tell you something, as you get older, the memory's not as good, and the body doesn't move as easily, and you're not as flexible, and you know, it's hard getting up there with these really, really young girls, but it was great, you know, and they were so lovely. Everyone was so lovely. I kind of flew in on, was it a Tuesday? And I got in there on a Tuesday night, and I was thrown on for the matinee the next day. Poor old Darren Crosby was brilliant. He rehearsed me before I left. God love him. I'm sure he must have thought, what's going to happen on that stage with me? But everybody was so brilliant. And Carl Maguire was an absolute godsend, and he was my hero. He was a pet, you know. I knew once I was kind of, you know, doing anything with him, I was in safe hands, and nothing. If anything was going to go wrong, it would be me, and he would catch me, you know. But it was fabulous, and they were just the most supportive and lovely. They're a lovely bunch. Everybody was gorgeous. All the crew, everybody fabulous. Just the nicest atmosphere, and anyway, it was fabulous. Do you know how to get Jimmy Kelly? I'm telling you, that's another story. Jimmy Kelly, the same Jimmy Kelly. I'll tell you this quick story. We were doing the fundraiser in Albany, and he had to get himself a jacket, you know, for this fundraiser, and I don't know what I had to get. I don't know, hair clips, hair dryer, rollers, whatever I didn't have with me when I went over. And so we went off and we went shopping one of the days. And we went into, I don't know if it was Macy's or one of these big, you know, department stores, and he went in and he tried on this lovely jacket, gorgeous suede jacket. He got a great deal on it, and off we went, you know, and we went through the security things of the shop, and then the security bars out of the mall, and blah 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 blah. And then it was at the next night of the night after the concert was on, and he took his jacket out and he put it on, and he had the security tag on the sleeve of his jacket, and it was one of those ones that you can't take off, because if you do, the ink goes everywhere. And he didn't bring it back because he didn't have time, so he literally went up on the stage that night for all his performances and everything, and together we performed with his security tag. And I was talking to him recently, and he still has the security tag on the jacket, and he never brought it back. And so who would want to change a story like that? Nobody. Anyway, would love to see you, the girls, at Springfield, Missouri. Do you know what we were with? Well, not Carnew, with Celtic Woman, we were in Springfield, Missouri. Love to get back there as well. Patricia, great to hear your voice. Look fabulous. And she's very good. She's very kind. Come back over and we'll converse while bringing on Oh, she knows I have a weakness for peanut butter M&Ms, but they don't love me. A minute on the lips, forever on the hips. Hi, Niall, good friend. I met you over there in Albany as well. Hi, Michelle from San Antonio, Texas. Oh, I bet it's hot there. Let me see, who else is there? Lucinda. Hello, Lucinda. She's around the corner from me. And June Graydon, how are you? He's crying now. I have to let him in. Now, we're back. Okay, let me see. Karen knew should check out the Acorn Theatre in Three Oaks. Is that in Missouri? It's quite a small theatre. We'd love to. Do I read books? I do. I don't read as much as I... You know what? It's terrible. I know I always say this, but I feel like I'm multitasking so much. I never really get a chance to read. And so my eyes do be so tired at night time that I just stick on Netflix, to be honest. I do need to read more. What is your favourite Disney character? That's a good question. What's my favourite Disney character? Do you know what? I love Winnie the Pooh. I love the characters from Winnie the Pooh. I love Eeyore. I feel a little bit like Eeyore sometimes. I feel a bit slow like Eeyore these days. But yeah. I love all the characters from Winnie the Pooh actually. But you probably expect me to say princess. I've never really been a kind of Disney princess person, but I do love the music. Let me see. Did you make that hat? I did make my hat, Jennifer. And my shawl, my new video. I literally just got the new video. The whole music video just came through last night of Broken by Design, or Broken. And you get to see my shawl properly. And I wasn't planning on wearing it because I was so flipping cold. And you'll see that my hands are a different colour to my face because I've makeup on. And you'll see my hands are like red because it was so cold. But I am wearing my shawl. And I've made loads of these hats. And I just got this lovely little dragonfly brooch that I love. I love dragonflies. And so, yes, I do. I make them. And if anybody wants one, let me know and I'll make you one. But you'll have to order it. I am. You're still there, James. You've nothing better to be doing with your time, huh? Let me see. You finally times one of these when I can join. Ah, yes, I did. I did it purposely on a Sunday so people wouldn't be at work. When you're looking for a good venue in Eastern US, I can help out. Okie dokie. Happy Father's Day. Do you know what? I appreciate that because I am a bit of a father too. Most of you know that I'm a single parent. That doesn't mean Jacob doesn't have a dad. He does. It wasn't a miraculous conception by any means. But I am kind of mom and dad, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Is it hard singing in a language when you don't understand the meaning? Yes! Yes, good question, Randy Hume. That I find very hard because actually Marie asked us last time when we did a Karen New Facebook Live, she asked how do you remember lyrics? And the best way I find is, particularly if they tell a story, if there's a beginning, a middle and an end, it's brilliant because it makes sense. And if it's words that don't particularly make sense, like Orinoco Flow, which I still get wrong, I don't know how many times I've sang it with Celtic Woman, every time I go out to do it, I forget the words. Don't be telling anybody that. I do it by moves. I kind of like, okay, there, if I'm moving there or this move, that helps me remember. Another language is really hard. So I've tried to actually try and remember what some of the words mean. But it's hard. I find that really hard and I have to work at that one. And I'm always very, very nervous if it's in another language because I'm really scared about forgetting the words. But the good thing is about Irish, and if you're in Celtic Woman, most people in the States don't speak Irish. So if I make up something gobbledygook, there's a chance that I'm going to get away with it. And I might have done that on a few occasions. Or a few more. But mind you, the Celtic Woman fans are so loyal. I think they do be singing the words along with us and they know them all. So I probably wouldn't get away with it. So that disqualifies me from ever having to be back in Celtic Woman. That's right, Gogi, you were there. And you met Jimmy. He's brilliant. Very talented songwriter and musician. We need to do some more work, Jimmy. We need to do more stuff together. Hiya, John. Hiya, John. How are you? Thank you. You're looking good yourself too. I just listened to your version of You Be My Heart. I'm in County Mayo. What? Oh, great. Currently on holiday from the States, is it? Oh, yeah. I loved singing that song. I have to admit, actually. David did a fabulous arrangement of that. He's just brilliant. But I really wanted to sing it the last time I went out. Not the last one. Yeah, the last one. But it was too late to organise something like that. But yeah, I'd love to actually sing it again for something. Hello, Terry Elliott. How large of a venue would Carrenew require to consider a performance? We shall have a chat about that. Personal message me. We have a nice venue here in Fresno, California. Yeah, very happy to go to Fresno. Love to. I will find a place for you ladies to sing in West Florida. Brilliant. Can you also bring along a crowd? Can you all get a crowd of a couple of thousand for us? And we'll go, well, you let us know. You get the crowds and the venue, and I'm telling you, we'll turn up. Maybe we can... Finally home from church. Hi, Karen. I'm so glad so many people have tuned in. We need you on the East Coast, you and Karen. I know, we want to get out there. Seriously, we need to start some sort of a campaign to get this going. I know you're still touring with Lynn, but are you girls in touch with the other girls of Celtic Woman? We are. We don't see them too much. I would kind of keep in touch with Orla from time to time, but gosh, so many of them kind of moved away. And then we would have seen we would see Maeve. We did would have seen Maeve as well when I was out the last time, or we actually just chatted really the last time I was out for Celtic Woman. But we actually did a Celtic Woman, like a corporate event here a while ago. Was that last year? And we saw Maeve. I love Maeve. She's an absolute sweetheart and absolute pro. Absolute pro. Do you have any other talents that we may not know about? Oh, Ginny, I have loads of them. I'm absolutely flittered with talents. I don't know. Do you know what? I definitely inherited being good with my hands for crafts from my family. My grandmother was a fantastic seamstress, a brilliant knitter. I'm actually going to set up a little bit of a village, or not, what do you call it? A cottage business of some of the crafts, because I love knitting and crocheting, and so I love to do that. I'm pretty crafty that way. I'm pretty good with kind of interior design and kind of do all of that stuff here. I'm resourceful. What are the talents? I don't know. I can play a mean pair of spoons. I know I can't. I can actually, not particularly good, but I can. If I'd love to actually learn properly. And you know what? Here's a tragedy. If I was an instrument, or if I could play an instrument, and if I couldn't sing, I would be a cello. And my mom obviously thought, oh, I'm going to make Alex's dreams come true as an adult. And one Christmas, she presented me with this beautiful cello, and it's still sitting in my front room, and I've never had a single lesson. And so, do you know, I would love to learn how to play the cello, but again, finding time to do anything these days seems to be my biggest issue. But I don't know. I don't know what other... I think I'm pretty resourceful, and I'm pretty good at applying myself to things, I guess. Yes, Karen, it's my latest one, actually. Is it my latest one? Yes, it is. It's a bit itchy, though. I thought it was going to be softer wool. But I've got a variety of them now. As an actor, I prefer stage over film. It's more exciting. Oh, I much prefer stage. I've done a little bit. I haven't done any kind of TV series, but I've done a couple of TV commercials, and I'm not very comfortable behind a camera if it's up there in my face. I remember I had to do this commercial where I was a mom and I was feeding this baby. I think it was for Danone yogurt or something. And literally, of course, there's no baby in front of you. You're doing all this, to the camera. And I found out it was very weird. Very, very weird. At least, there's a little bit of space in between you and... I'd give it a try. And I think I would probably get over, that... Get out of my comfort zone. And, if given the right opportunity, I'd give it a try. But yeah, I'm much, much more... I think built for stage. I love Celia. Celia is one of my singing students, and she's a sweetheart. Thank you, Celia. Birkenstocks have a lifetime warranty. Send them back. They do. Awesome. Yay. Let me see. I'm very happy to share my day. We saw that show at Red Rocks. It was awesome. Which one was that one? We played there a few times. One of the ones we had to leave the stage early because it was lashing rain, and I saw some pictures recently of the show that the girls did with the thunder and lightning, and it was amazing. These places are all set up though, they're particularly or especially designed to keep you safe. You know, that you can still actually perform, except when it starts to rain. That doesn't work. Miss you from Celtic Woman. Oh, thank you. I had a great time. Finally got to meet you when you came out for the anniversary tour. Oh, hiya Rachel. Never got to meet you when you were there first. I know I wasn't really there that long. I wish I'd have stayed longer, but it was a bit difficult. It was a bit heartbreaking having to leave my son, to be honest. And that's really why I left. You know, I wanted to kind of keep him in school here. I was kind of bringing him with me for some of it and leaving him at home. And, you know, it's funny because everybody, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a fantastic time. And like I said before, I was blessed to be, you know, by that opportunity in so many different ways. But it was very, very hard leaving my son. And it was hard trying to balance, you know, knowing what the right thing was to do for him. And I'm sure on the outside, although I was having a fantastic opportunity, my heart was always here, you know. It was very difficult being away, and I would have like this weight of where I actually would have nightmares. I was losing him in an airport when I was over there, and I actually developed really bad stomach problems because I was so worried and anxious, you know, when he wasn't with me. And he was, you know, he was quite young then, and so I just got to a point where I just thought, you know what, you know, my headspace and my heart space needed to come. I needed to look after that, and I needed to be, you know, around. I didn't want to be leaving my son anymore, so I kind of thought, you know what, there'll always be opportunities to sing. There'll always be opportunities, you know, to share your talents. And although, you know, it would have been great, I wish I had stayed for longer. And, you know, thinking back now, I should have just taken him with me on the road the full time, and I should have just got him his own personal tutor school. But, you know, I did what I felt was the right thing for him at the time. And so, you know, I don't regret it. And I've had these fabulous opportunities to go back, you know, and kind of be part of it as it's gone through, you know, another phase and another chapter. So it's been great. Let me see. Hard question. Do the women of Celtic Woman move on for other careers, or are they contracted for a set period of time and first move on? Oh, no, not at all. Anybody who has been in Celtic Woman, no, you don't necessarily. Most people have already had a career before they go into Celtic Woman, because you'd want to kind of already, you know, have reached some sort of not a standard, but, you know, you obviously have to kind of prove that you have some sort of a profile and professional background, you know, there, and whatever, and you tick the boxes for what they require. But, you know, for most of us, you know, we would have had careers beforehand, so literally we'd kind of go back to what we were doing, singing or acting or whatever. So most of us already do that. Most of us just return to doing, you know, the same thing, or maybe reinvent ourselves and do something different. But no, we anybody, all the girls I know, when they leave, they choose, you know, you choose to leave when you're out of contract. You know, you are actually, you know, sorry, something at my door. But yeah, no, nobody's forced to move on. That's the answer to that one. Let me see. Janie Mack, how long have I been on here? How was it determined with Celtic Woman who would do the meet and greets in your first? Oh, because I can't remember now. Do they all do them now? I think we all do them. We just used to rotate. Well, I guess back then there were 6 of us. Was that right? No, 3. It was 4 girls and 1. Do you know what? See how bad my memory is? Lisa, yeah, so we would just rotate it, you know, because it was kind of tired at the end of the night, so we would rotate them. We'd literally just have a schedule, a rota, where we would rotate. That's how we did them. All this time we thought it was Jacob who liked the peanut butter, and in truth, Sam, we all like them. My mum loves them, Jacob loves them, and I love them, but they don't love me. Who influences you in your life? Oh gosh, that's a good question. There's so many people. Of course everybody's going to expect me to say me mammy. Well, she does. My mum's she's an incredibly strong woman. She raised the 3 of us on her own, and she gets things done. Do you know, she always finds a way. She's very good to people. She she's there at the drop of a hat. My older brother is very like her. He's very good at putting other people ahead of himself, and if you ever need him, he's there. Both my brothers are brilliant and they look after me very well. My older brother's moved to the States now, so my car mechanic is gone. But definitely my mom is, without a doubt, has inspired me, and you know, my mom has enabled me to be able to do what I do. You know, she gave me the opportunities as a kid, you know, even though there wasn't much money there. My mom was widowed very young, and she had 3 small kids, and you know, whatever I wanted to do, she supported it, and she created those opportunities for me. And you know, even, you know, now with traveling for work, my mom is always there. She, you know, so she does inspire that. My son inspires me. My gosh, what is it with this generation? They're like light years ahead of us. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant, and his comprehension for things and his maturity. I keep saying I brought home the wrong baby from the hospital. Who else? It's a good question. I will respond to that one and think of more people. I'm just thinking of immediate people, but there's a lot of people, you know, I guess we can look at big, you know, people that have big public profiles, and you know, what they do is highlighted because, you know, if they have a public profile, you know, you're going to see what they're doing more, and that's a fantastic thing. That's a great power and ability, or you know, to be able to do that. But I think I'm probably influenced really by the people I see most of the time, you know, and because you actually really get to see what they are dealing with in life and how they deal with it in life and their attitude, and so it's really the people around me, you know, just the ordinary people who actually, you know, to me, if they're extraordinary, if they can hold their temper and I can't, or you know, so yeah, I think it's everyone around me really. Winnie the Pooh is my favourite too. He's so sweet. I love them. Yes, so much wisdom. I love those characters. There really, really is. I love things that, you know, send a message, a positive message or whatever. But obviously we love to just, sometimes Jake and I will put on crazy mad rock music here, and we'll, you know, rock out in the kitchen because it's good. It's therapeutic too. You want one, so cute. Oh, my hat. Okay, well, everybody give me your orders. Contact me, personal message me. You should sell my hats. I am going to sell my hats. Actually, I need a name for my hats. I need a name for my little cottage industry. You know, my grandmother used to always wear hats. Oh, okay, sorry. Just got a message in there from somebody. I was trying to decipher it. My grandmother, everybody knew my Nana as the lady with the hats, because she never left her house with a hat. She was super, super trendy and cool, and you know, everybody knew her. If they didn't know her name, they just knew the lady who wore the hats. And so I think I inherited my Nana's hat face, and I love hats. And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, how do I involve my Nana? She's passed on now, but how do I involve her in some way, you know, as part of this, you know, little kind of thing I'd like to develop. So if anybody's got any, her name was Chrissy. Well, actually she was Margaret, but everybody called her Chrissy because she was Margaret Christina Mahon was her name. So if anybody's got a good name for how I can combine that little industry with the influence of my Nana there, that would be cool. Send me your ideas, post them on my page. Let me see. The brooch, I just bought the brooch the other day. I don't make them. I wish I could. Oh, do you know, I wish I could just sit down and make things all day. To be honest, okay, here's my dream life. I would love to just have a lovely smoothie bar on the beach, because I would love to have a house on the beach. It doesn't need to be big or decadent, but I love the beach. That's my happy place. And that's where I kind of get my therapy from. And I would have a little smoothie bar on the beach, and during the day I would be selling my smoothies and making nice kind of snacks for people. Then the evening I would go to a lovely hotel, and I would sing just by a piano, and I don't care if anybody listens or doesn't. They can have their dinner, and I'd be quite happy to sit there and look at him. How cute is this? He's putting his paw up now, thinking I'm going to let him out. I can't turn the camera around because I won't be able to fix it again. It took me ages to get it to sit like that. Anyway, yes, that's what I would do. And then on my days off, I would just craft and craft and craft. And I would sell, I could sell them in my little shop, couldn't I? I could sell them in my smoothie bar. So yeah, that's the easy life I want. I want a lovely little, nice little nook on the beach, and I'll sell my smoothies, and then the evening I'll sing by the piano. Because I'm a big fan of all the Ella Fitzgerald type, all that genre, and that would be my happy place. I could die quite peacefully if I live out the rest of my days doing that. I don't have huge major ambitions. Doug Kerr, are you not at church? Where's Michelle? Get her on here. Good to see you. Okay. Let me see. Getting a crowd will not be hard. Can you get the crowd to pay in? This is the thing. We need to get the crowd to pay so we can rent the venue, and then we can afford to come over and do the gig. Do you like being hired? Do you like being a hired gun performer for special shows and concerts? Did you mean to say gun? Shh. Don't be telling people my other skills. Somebody asked about my talents. That's a skill. Don't be telling people. Do you like being hired performer for special shows? I'd love to. Yeah, I love it. They're a bit scary though. Those one-off. I used to do an awful lot of those. One-off concerts where you learn your whole set or whatever, and your harmonies, whatever, because there'd be other guest artists, and you would literally turn up. You'd have maybe 1 or 2 rehearsals with the orchestra, and then you were thrown on, and they're terrifying because it's like major adrenaline focus the whole time, so you don't forget anything, because you don't really get to rehearse much. You don't get to rehearse much with each other, so they're terrifying. And I've done a lot of that, and it stands to you though, I have to tell you. It's probably why I was able to kind of do some of the things I have been able to do, but it's not in my ideal world. I'd like a bit more time to rehearse, but yes, love it. And you know what I love doing, or performing as a guest artist, whatever, because you get to meet loads of other artists, and that's really cool. What is your favourite performance in Celtic Woman? True Colours or You'll Be My Heart? You'll Be My Heart. I have to say it, but I do love the moves for True Colours, because Darren made up some really sexy moves, and the choir look awesome on that PBS special. I can never see them because they're always behind me, so I didn't know what was going on behind me. It's the same with You'll Be My Heart. I didn't really see it much, and then you get to watch it back, and it's like that's cool. That was rocking. They were awesome. Hi from Southwest Florida. Hi, is it as rainy there as it is here? Hello, Mike Tyler. How are you? And Jessica. There's loads of people popping up. The Irish Cultural Centre in San Francisco would be great for the Caranua. We're there. Send me all the contacts. We're there. Fond memories of seeing you in Sweden and on the Mediterranean cruise. Oh yeah, I need to do another cruise. Love to do another cruise. Hi Hector from Mexico. This is so cool having so many people. I'm gonna have to go. Janie Mac, I've been on here for ages. Cheers from Utah. Love Utah. Utah's my second home. You just reminded me, I forgot to mention in my comment that something that helped me focus on not getting nervous and being able to focus when performing at my recital was the advice of picturing where I would be on a stage during different parts of the song. Yes, cool. I'm glad that helped. Have I seen any good musicals lately? The last musical I saw was Waitress in New York. Was that last summer? Look at my memories, or maybe the summer before, and it was great. It was so good, and I cried, and it was brilliant, and Jacob came with me, and I loved it. Would you like to sing in Spanish? I'd love to sing in Spanish. I'll tell you a funny story. I gotta shut up. I'm going on here forever and ever. I did, for some odd, bizarre reason. Now he wants to get out again. See, somebody. I need to carve a square in that door there so he can get out and stop annoying me. Go on out and play with your imaginary friends. I need a dog. He needs a friend. He needs a playmate, but I can't cope with having another dog. It's too much work. Yeah. Somebody asked me to audition for a Spanish opera. And yeah, I know. Bonkers. And I did pretty well. Every time I was expecting to go, get out of here, I got another recall. I didn't get it in the end because I wasn't right for it, and that was grand. But yes, I had to learn the whole thing in Spanish and sing in Spanish. And I was probably brutal, but they gave me a few chances to get better, but clearly I didn't get the gig. But yes, it's really, really romantic hearing Spanish songs, actually. They're very passionate. So yes, I'd love to. Laura Adams-Harty, hello, how are you? Any plan for being in Celtic Woman again? I don't think so. Love to hear you sing with your mum again. Oh, my mum doesn't sing. Oh, you're thinking of Lynn. This isn't Lynn, this is Alex. Sorry to disappoint you. My mom would die. There's not a chance. My mother would like be crippled with mortification. She'd be under the table. No, my mother. She'll come and she'll do anything for you, but she won't sing for you. Any plans for USA tour? I think we answered that one. Hopefully, one day. Can't wait for you to get back to you. Me neither. I'm planning on doing something. I was at the Red Rock show. The lighting was amazing. Oh, was that the last one? Oh, I'm jealous. So jealous. My dogs here in Alabama, USA, just heard your dog whine. They ran out. Did they? Tell them to come on over and play. Back garden needs to be cut. It's a bit of a jungle out there, but they're more than welcome. You had to do what was right for your family. I did. As soon as I can fly again, you'll be getting a knock on your door. Great. I'll bring you in for dinner. Clearly we didn't poison you the last time. Let me see. Can you or have you yet spoken to your music and how it has changed over the years and how your talents have developed with it? Oh, good question. That's a deep question. Do you know what? Off the top of my head, here's what I'll tell you. When I was younger, I used to just listen to the melody. To be honest, I hardly ever knew what words were. This was when I was much younger. As I've gotten older, I really, really listen to words. Lyrics are really, really a big thing for me. And of course, melody too. But so I as a performer, I think I've definitely changed. But you do, you know, as you get older, you change anyway. So I guess with more life experience, I guess there's a bit more conviction behind some of the things you sing about. What else? That's a good question. I can't think of anything else right away. Does this have a timer? Is this going to cut off? Am I even still live? My first date with my husband was a Celtic Woman show in Memphis. Oh, that's cool. Oh, actually, why do I feel like I've heard that story before? We got married shortly after that and I've been married 11 years now. Don't be telling me it's 11 years since I was in Celtic Woman. That's frightening. Congratulations, that's so cool. Oh yeah, Gogi, it was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. What type of trouble do you and Lynn get into these days? We don't get into any trouble because we're doing so much work. We're doing tons of work. We've been so industrious and resourceful, and we've taught ourselves a lot of skills which stand to us in our solo careers, but we're pretty busy. We don't get into trouble these days, really. What do you do to lighten up the tough days? Go to the beach. Knit. I know, well, I'm like a little old lady, but do you know what? I actually started reading the other day about the therapeutic properties of knitting and how it relieves stress and crafts or whatever. And I read a whole lot of things and I thought, see, I'm not just an old lady in a middle-aged body. Enjoyed your live session but need to drop off. Yeah, I know, I think I need to drop off too. Love to play in Boston. Love Boston. Love to get back there again. The Alex Sharpe hat. Yay! But I want to somehow involve my nan. Hooks and needles. Like it. Bonnie lass. But Bonnie is Scottish and actually, you know what? I am kind of Scottish. My grandmother on my dad's side was Scottish. The lady with the hat. Granny hat's a good name. Granny hats. Will that appeal to the younger generation? Sharpe hats. Everybody must be gone. This was ages ago. Hi, Michelle. Hat name idea. You'll be in my hat. Oh, I love it. Maybe I'll do a version. You'll be in my hat. Oh, funny. I love it. Okay. Let me see. Claire Pilo. I just saw Claudine the other day. We had the best chat ever. The Voice Academy. I have some students at the moment, but we'll be opening up fully, properly in September. So if anybody, you're all stateside, but we'll be doing drama and singing, and I'll be taking small groups. Mostly, the top group, or the most I'll take is 10 and smaller, but they'll do individual classes too, because one of the things I found when I was teaching in theatre schools, and I did it for a couple of years, is that I actually got a little bit frustrated because I'd see these kids and I'd have tons of them and I'm like, oh, I want to just take you and I just want to give you a few little tweaks here. I want to just teach you this and I just want to make sure you're doing that properly. And it was a little bit frustrating that I couldn't kind of work one-on-one. So I think what my studio is kind of like a boutique studio or bespoke or something. It's going to be small so that I can focus and I can really see the kids, you know, Some kids are, when they're a certain age, they're still a little bit too inhibited to kind of have lessons on their own. So they can come in a group and we work together, and they can have a bit of fun that way, you know, when there's a few more children, probably from about 8 up, I'll take them. And as they're a bit old, if they want to come on their own, that's great too. But I have found that they like to kind of be in a group. And to be honest, you're not going to be really getting into heavy major technique, particularly with them when they're that age. You want to just make sure that they're starting to learn to have healthy habits when they're singing. And that's stuff we can teach in a group. And so that I'll do classes where they can come just for singing, or they can come just for drama, or they can come for singing and drama. So that's that. Movement's not really my thing. I can move, but I'm not dancing's not really my thing. So that's kind of what the school. So it'll be opened officially in September when all the kids go back to school. And so Sharpes and smoothies, yay! I know I need a doggy door. I do have a new album coming out. Sean, Kale. It's coming out super soon. Really soon. First, this is a meet and greet video, isn't it? I just wish that we could do it where we could actually all talk to each other. That might be a bit crazy, but when will your EP available? Very soon. I'm hoping, hopefully actually in July as well, when our Caranua one comes out. It's literally just finished. Just doing a little bit of the post-production stuff, but it's almost there. No, my necklace is not a shark tooth. It's actually a little wing. It's actually from the company who also our jewelry, our Caranua jewelry comes from them. It's called Celtic Spirit, and it's a wing. And because I have a thing about flying, I dream a lot about flying. I actually believe I can fly. I know I'm crazy. I actually believe we all can fly. We just haven't accessed that part of our brain yet. I know you're all going to think I'm nuts, but I am. Not harmful nuts though. So yeah, that's what it is. It's a little wing. Let me see. I know, I'm still here. I need to go. I need to make the dinner. How do you feel about Celtic Woman's founders? Oh, that was very sad about Dave Kavanagh. Too soon. I've lost a lot of very close and dear friends to cancer. Family who've had their battles with it as well. So yeah, it's sad, but you know, we're all going to go at some point, and I guess, you know, we kind of, I think particularly now at this age for me, I'm like, what do I want to leave behind? You know, what do I want to be remembered for, and what kind of, it's really made me refocus, particularly when I've got friends that pass away or people that are younger than me. I'm like, okay, you know, what's really going to make a difference after I go? What can I do now that I can leave behind that's going to make a difference for better, without sounding too kind of, I don't know, twee or corny about it. But yeah, I've refocused a lot of my goals in that way, you know. I forgot how much concentration that takes to do this. Transposing, you know, and I have no music theory. I can just about follow the dots. I'm brutal, absolutely brutal. As soon as you can you please tell Oral Fallon? I will. I just saw a Facebook Live she did the other day down, and I don't know where it was on the radio station where we're broadcasting it live, and she sounded fantastic and she looked fantastic, and she's doing great, and I will let her know. Chayla. Andrew, how are you doing? Do you want to take my dog for a little bit? Do you want to give him a holiday? Okay, I probably need to go. Will the new album be on CD or just EP? It will be, it'll be on CD and for downloads. How did we come up with the name Caranua? We originally were called Cara because I was looking for an Irish name that people could actually pronounce, because most Gaelic is very hard to pronounce. And then we realised there was a traditional Irish band called Cara. So we thought it might be a bit confusing. So it was actually Lynn came up with the Nua part, and new friend, that's what it means. So that's how we are Caranua. Oh, I love the wedding song. Okay, I think I've actually got down to the end of it. Oh, the wedding song. Oh, actually I wanted to tell you about that. I am actually going to be, I have a whole bunch of those white vinyls the little 45s of the wedding song, and they're just sitting in my press. So if anybody wants to just pay for the postage for the vinyls, I am going to give them away. And it's a beautiful song, and it's called The Wedding Song, and one side is actually Jacob's dad, his version. He wrote the song actually, and the other side is me. So it's a beautiful white vinyl. It's so pretty, and I will post some more stuff about that, but I'm very happy to, if anybody wants one, if you just pay for the postage and the packaging, I am going to send them off to you, and I will sign them for you. So I think I'm almost done here. What do we need to send? I will do a post, and I will work out how much it costs to actually post them there. Twee. My choir director is from the UK and used the word twee. Oh yeah. I don't know what the American version of twee is. Corny? I don't know. Okay. Right, I'm going to go. What time is it? I can't even check to see. I must be on here for at least an hour or more. It was lovely for everybody to... Thank you for joining me, and here, come here, say hello to everybody. Come on, let them see your face. Goodbye from me and the mutt. Yeah, he's my shadow. In fact, he's more than my shadow because he literally plonks himself on top of me. But thank you for joining me for Facebook Live. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll do it again soon when I'll have more information. And if we want a vinyl, should we message you? Yes, please PM me. I will do a post letting you all know. It's 2007 in Sweden. Oh, it's 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Oh yeah, so that's not bad. So you're an hour ahead. So that's an hour. Okay, that's not so bad. And yes, and thank you for giving up your time to me as well. So send me lots of ideas about what I'm supposed to call my my little crafty little business, and I will send out some information about those vinyls, how much it will be just to post them. And I will personalize them and sign them if you... I'll post more information about that. I should have thought about that beforehand. My brain is always full of stuff. So thank you so much. And goodbye from Eli and Sasha. Sasha had enough. She had the right idea. She disappeared. She's like, I'm sick of listening to her talking. Hope to do one of these again. And that's everything. Thank you so much, everybody. And have a lovely Sunday. And please stay in touch, because I will be letting you know when the EP is out, and there's some really gorgeous songs on there that I'm really excited to share with people, because they have lovely messages and they're really uplifting, and we have the full version of the music video coming out really soon. So bye everyone, thanks so much, and thank you again everyone for your support always, from Celtic Woman and from now, and for everything. Have a lovely Sunday and a great week, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.